Shaquille O'Neal's towering presence wasn't just about his height, it was about the size of his heart. One ordinary afternoon, at a mall turned extraordinary, when Shaq noticed a young boy sitting on a bench, tears streaming down his face. Intrigued, Shaq approached the boy, Ethan, who revealed his heartbreak over a bike his struggling mother couldn't afford. What followed was a touching act of kindness that left everyone around them speechless. Shaq didn't just buy the bike, he gave Ethan a moment he'd cherish forever. The story of their encounter went viral, proving that even the smallest gestures of generosity can create ripples of hope, inspiring countless others to pay it forward and believe in the power of compassion. Shaquille O'Neal was known for his towering presence on and off the basketball court. A legend in the sports world, his larger-than-life personality often left people in awe. Yet, it wasn't just his size or accomplishments that made him unforgettable. It was his heart. One sunny afternoon, in the bustling chaos of a local mall, Shaq proved once again that his kindness matched his stature. The mall was alive with the usual weekend hustle, families shopping, kids running through aisles, and friends gathering at food courts. Shaq, dressed in casual attire, was browsing stores quietly, hoping to avoid the usual fanfare. As he walked past a sporting goods store, his attention was caught by a small boy sitting on a bench outside. The boy couldn't have been more than 9 years old, and his tear-streaked face was turned downward, his tiny hands gripping the edge of the bench tightly. Shaq paused for a moment, taking in the scene. Something about the boy's sadness tugged at his heart. He approached slowly, his enormous frame casting a shadow over the child. "Hey, big man," Shaq said gently, crouching down to meet the boy at eye level. "What's got you so upset?" The boy looked up, startled by the deep voice and the imposing figure before him. His eyes widened when he realized who he was talking to. "Why, you're Shaquille O'Neal," he stammered, momentarily distracted from his tears. "That's me," Shaq replied with a kind smile. "But enough about me. What's going on, buddy? Why are you sitting here all by yourself?" The boy hesitated before pointing toward the store window. Shaq followed his gaze and saw a shiny red bike prominently displayed. It was a sleek model with bright silver handlebars and a basket attached. "That's the bike I wanted for my birthday," the boy explained, his voice barely above a whisper. "But my mom said we can't afford it. She's working 2 jobs, and I didn't want to ask her again." Shaq felt a pang of sadness as he listened. He knew all too well the struggles that families went through. Growing up, his own family had faced hard times, and he had always admired his mother's determination to provide for them. Looking back at the boy, he saw a younger version of himself full of dreams, but weighed down by circumstances beyond his control. "What's your name?" Shaq asked. "Ethan," the boy replied, wiping his eyes with the sleeve of his jacket. "Well, Ethan, let me tell you something," Shaq said, his tone warm and encouraging. "Life's gonna throw you a lot of curveballs, but it's how you handle them that matters. Now, I know you really want that bike, right?" Ethan nodded vigorously, hope flickering in his eyes. Shaq stood up to his full height, towering over the boy and everyone else nearby. "Wait here," he said, walking into the store with purposeful strides. Inside, customers and staff immediately recognized him, their whispers turning into excited chatter. But Shaq was focused. He found the manager and pointed to the red bike in the window. "I'll take that bike," he said, pulling out his wallet. The manager, wide-eyed and fumbling with excitement, quickly arranged the purchase. Shaq didn't stop there. He looked around the store and added a helmet, a lock, and a few other accessories to the order. As the items were brought to the register, he noticed a young mother nearby, struggling to juggle her shopping bags and keep an eye on her 2 kids. Without a second thought, he discreetly handed her some cash, whispering, "Take care of those little ones." Minutes later, Shaq emerged from the store, wheeling the red bike toward Ethan, who looked up in disbelief. "This is for you, big man," Shaq said, grinning. Ethan's jaw dropped. "For me?" he asked, his voice trembling with emotion. All yours, Shaq confirmed. But there's one condition: you have to promise to always believe in yourself, no matter what. Deal? Ethan nodded enthusiastically, tears streaming down his face again, this time from sheer joy. Thank you, Mr. Shaq. Thank you so much. By now, a small crowd had gathered, drawn by the heartwarming scene. People pulled out their phones to capture the moment, some cheering and clapping as Ethan climbed onto his new bike. Shaq adjusted the helmet on the boy's head and gave him a few pointers on riding safely. Ethan's mother arrived moments later, her face a mix of confusion and gratitude as she realized what had happened. I don't know how to thank you, she said to Shaq, her voice quivering. No need to thank me, Shaq replied humbly. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're raising a great kid. As the crowd began to disperse, Shaq stayed for a while longer, watching Ethan ride his new bike around the mall courtyard. The boy's laughter echoed through the air, a sound that warmed Shaq's heart. He knew he had made a small difference in someone's life that day, but to Ethan and his mother, it was nothing short of a miracle. Later, when Shaq was interviewed about the incident, he downplayed his actions. I'm just a guy trying to do the right thing, he said. If you're in a position to help someone, why wouldn't you? The story of Shaq's kindness quickly went viral, inspiring countless others to pay it forward. From strangers covering grocery bills to communities rallying together for those in need, the ripple effect of one small act of generosity was undeniable. For Ethan, the red bike was more than just a birthday gift. It became a symbol of hope, a beacon of light during some of the darkest times in his life. It was a reminder that, even when the world felt cold and indifferent, there were still people who cared, who saw him, who believed in him when it seemed like everything was against him. That day in the mall, when Shaq had walked up to him and handed him the bike, was a moment that would stay with Ethan forever. At that time, Ethan had been facing struggles that made it hard to see beyond the challenges of each day. Financial strain, family problems, and a constant feeling of being overlooked weighed heavily on him. But Shaq's unexpected act of kindness changed everything. It wasn't just the bike, it was the message behind it. Shaq didn't just see a kid in need, he saw Ethan, a young boy who deserved to feel valued and loved. That moment made Ethan realize that kindness could be a force strong enough to change lives. As Ethan grew older, that red bike became more than just a physical object. It became a touchstone for him. Whenever life got tough, he would look back at that day and remember Shaq's face, his smile, and the sense of possibility that came with the gift. It inspired Ethan to always dream big, to push through obstacles, and to remember that kindness could create ripples of change. He carried that lesson with him, striving to give back to others in the same way Shaq had given to him. And for Shaquille O'Neal, it was just another day of spreading joy and making the world a little brighter, one good deed at a time.